When you're slapped, you'll take it and like it.
All right. Hey guys. An impromptu live stream going out here because this has been going on all day. I've been away all day, as you all know, and so we've been planning as soon as I got back to try to get online to talk about this shit. Um, it's fucking huge what's happening right now because we weren't exactly expecting this immediately. I thought we'd have a little more time before all this shit would happen, and but instead, Mikey Sutton got on with us today and just started boom, 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 laying down the press reports coming in. Alan Horn is back, baby. And he is a huge fan of Zack Snyder, friend of Zack Snyder, and of Ben Affleck. So all those fucking magazines, including those dipshits at Screen Rant, are going to be eating fucking crow. Stupid. It's like nobody can fucking read the writing on the walls anymore. Journalism is dead, folks.
Yeah.
So you've got everybody covering this. This is, Deadline's got it. Let me show you Deadline here. Bring up, let's open this bitch up here. I'll even grab Variety. All right, there we go. Share screen. Here's Friday. Decade at the and this is fucking huge. Deadline. Let's go to Deadline. Let's go to Deadline. We'll grab Deadline here. Share screen. So here we go. Deadline. This is 2 hours later, 8 a.m. today. Alan Horn rejoins Warner Brothers Discovery as consultant. Again, while a number of executives left Warner Brothers, as the integration with Discovery continues, Warner Brothers Discovery chief David Zaslav shored up the studio's transition team today with veteran who knows the studio maybe even better than anyone else, Alan Horn. This is fucking huge, guys. Yeah. I was not expecting this. Was not expecting it. This is huge. So take over, Keith. You lay it out.
I gotta say this. While I too was not expecting this, especially this soon, this was definitely something that was had to happen if you're someone like David Zaslav, not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the previous group of people who used to run Warner Brothers, and many of whom were some of the people responsible for forcing Alan Horn out. Alan Horn basically is one of the most successful people in Hollywood right now. With all the stuff that all the praise that you could lay at the feet of Kathleen Kennedy, you also have to give it up to Alan Horn. Now, for a lot of the fanboys, they're going to basically, especially a lot of Marvel fanboys, they probably don't like Alan Horn very much because he's the one that fired James Gunn. That was his decision to do that. But he was also the one to bring him back.
Who hired him back, that's right.
And while those two were in the midst of repairing their relationship, it basically blew a hole and affected Phase 4. Phase 4 is not as good as it could be, partially because James Gunn was not there because he got fired. But, you know, if James Gunn can forgive the guy and become friends with the guy, and those two can bury the hatchet and work together, oh my goodness. A lot of you Marvel guys got to let it go. You have to understand, Alan Horn is success personified. Not only is this guy almost 70 years old, his list of hits just within the last 20 years, the stuff that he's overseen and brought in. I mean, he was the guy behind Harry Potter. He brought that into Warner Brothers. He was at Warner Brothers and was there to usher in the Harry Potter series. Okay? He would have overseen, had overseen a lot of the films that, while not that big a deal for a lot of comic book fans, are still DC films that were made. Constantine was under him with Keanu Reeves, as well as many of the other DC films that eventually end up winning and being nominated for a lot of Academy Awards, like Road to Perdition, A History of Violence. That was all under Alan Horn. He lasted long enough to bring in the Dark Knight trilogy. So even a few missteps like Green Lantern, which again, not his fault because he doesn't actually make the movies.
That is Jeff Johns all the way.
Yeah, Jeff Johns and Greg Berlanti and all those guys did that. But what you have here is a guy whose way of doing things pretty much is predicated on, if you know what you're doing and you don't cost them any money, he'll let you act and do exactly what you need to do to become successful. If you start losing money and causing problems, then you're going to hear from him. That's the long and short of it. And given what happened with James Gunn, one can only assume that a lot of the current people at Disney were trying to avoid having the same thing happen to him, Pablo Hidalgo. So this is big news. And as you had stated before at the beginning, Gary, this is someone who is going back to Warner Brothers, albeit in a consulting capacity. He will be working with Michael DeLuca, okay, who is the guy who is currently, or at least in the temporary role of heading up DC Studios.
Yeah.
And so with him being friends with with Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck, you got Michael DeLuca, who also is a Zack Snyder fan, as well as an OG comic book fan of Jack Kirby. And then you have David Zaslav himself. Look, I don't know how much clearer this has to be. You know, I'm serious.
Hold on a second. Let's we've got people in the chat. I want to greet everybody, and I got to do our show stuff here. So
yeah,
Gus Wolfen, hey buddy, how you doing? Martin is both in the chat and here in the studio right now, monitoring the chat. Anima Confusa, happy early Friday. It's an early. I guarantee you we'll be talking about this tomorrow on TGIF even further. Welcome, Raging Rat. I almost said Ragnarok. Raging Rat. Good to see you again. Let's see. Kyle is here. Zach's. Good evening, buddy. Let's see. Adega Outlaw is here. What is up? Please remember, everybody, hit that like button and share this out, man. Let people know we're talking about this right now, or to come and watch even afterward. Monkey Jeebus, what is up, my friend? And that is it right now. That's in the chat. So I want to make sure to say hello to everybody. Remember to like and share the show. We're trying to really push getting more grassroots growth of this channel and what we do here. But I'm going to unleash Keith again on this subject. So let's get into your notes because you had a lot of notes. Let's get into that, buddy.
My notes are mainly concerning Alan Horn and his career, because it seems to me that a lot of you Disney/Marvel people need to understand what you lost when he left Disney. Okay, this guy helped to oversee a majority of the success that the MCU had. He had the power to actually supersede, and if he wanted to, actually fire Kevin Feige if he needed to. That's how much power he had. And if you could work well with him, you'd do fine. You just got to understand that when he gives you advice, you're getting the advice of somebody who knows what they're doing. Okay? This guy was so important that when he got pushed out of Warner Brothers, Bob Iger made it a point to personally track him down and get him to work at Disney. If you think you would have had all that success with Marvel and with Star Wars and all that other stuff that you've had without Alan Horn, you're smoking something. Okay? So this is big, big news. The fact that he will be helping out with Michael DeLuca means that DC Studios is one step closer to making a lot of stuff happen. And for all you people out there that actually think, oh, there's absolutely no chance that someone like Jon Favreau could be tempted to come to Warner Brothers. Okay, he's got James Gunn asking. He's got Alan Horn, one of his biggest fans, over there already consulting. I'm not saying that Jon Favreau will completely abandon Disney and never do anything for Disney ever again. But unless things change, I could see him going over to Warner Brothers to make a movie or two. And while that may not seem like a big deal, think of what Favreau was able to do making a movie or two for Marvel. You know, this is really good news for people who like their movies to actually be good and who don't need them jam-packed with messages or anything else. They just want something that is decent, something that is well told and worth your time. That's it. And that's pretty much what David Zaslav's been wanting, you know, and he's getting it. He's building a team. You know, if this were sports, you're basically building probably one of the killer teams out there. If this were football, you've already gone out and gotten general manager, the biggest coach you could ever find, and you just scored an incredible quarterback. Yeah, everything's looking up. Now, again, Marvel guys, you guys had a fantastic San Diego Comic-Con, and all you were really doing was just making announcements about upcoming movies. Okay, it's even going to get better for you at D23. I really do not understand all of the snarkiness and just the general just a-baggery coming from a lot of the Marvel fans and not understanding that it's actually a good thing, as Kevin Feige himself once said, that DC do really well. Okay, it works out for everybody. There is enough to go around. Trust me. If DC Studios gets up and running and starts really doing well, that's going to force Marvel to do even better.
Yeah, I've got some stuff I want to share here real quick. This is a video. This is a new video, or newish. I don't know if it came out today, but it was like recent. And everybody's sharing it. This is Jason Momoa on the Warner lot. Yeah, it was today. I'm just kidding. This is so quick. Watch. That was Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I will pull down some images from that.
I'm telling you that DC Studios, oh man, you got to give it up to David Zaslav. I'm serious. The dude is doing it. Okay, look, I'm not sitting here saying that all of this is going to lead to the greatest movies ever and that DC is going to end up making movies and stuff and doing all the business that Marvel was doing with phases 1, 2, and 3. I'm just saying.
Hey, the Marshal.
I'm just saying that the opportunities to create better content and have better movies, the chances for success have just gone up. Okay, we've just reached double digits.
Going on in the chat? You need to read the chat when it pops up on the screen.
Let's see if I could see it.
Put that back up, Martin. I just told him to read that. It's the healthy competition that made the comics what they were.
Yep.
So here are some captures from that video. One that I thought that was interesting. B.A. Ben Affleck. Him laughing his ass off. Catching it quick. And he's got his finger up just 1 minute. He's on a call. Then this photo. And this, of course. There we go. He's rumored to be in Aquaman 2.
You know, a lot of people are making a lot of assumptions about DC not doing very well. Let's look at what we have here. This is basically a bunch of people that this is a murderer's row of talent that is basically having to clean up the mess of a bunch of people who now no longer work there.
Yeah, it's been a problem that you and I've talked about for a long time, is that the main problem at Warner, as with some studios, it happens, is meddling. Executive level meddling with the creatives.
Mm-hmm.
And they think somehow that they know something more than the creatives. And it's not true. The creatives know what they're fucking doing.
Yep.
And if the studios would leave them the fuck alone, Drew Struzan would still be an artist doing movie posters. If that were true, he would have never retired. It was studio meddling that got him to quit. They're like, why should we bother hiring you when we can get some idiot off the street to do Photoshop?
Well, hopefully this will also lead to a few changes, though, on the Marvel side of things. Look, it's not like Marvel's really been perfect. They've made a lot of money, but all this stuff coming out about how they treat VFX artists is very troubling. Well, a lot of that comes from their style of making movies. I have been saying since we first started this show that the method that the MCU and Kevin Feige make movies is completely different than what a lot of other people choose to do. It allows them to be a little more nimble. It allows them to create things that necessarily are more timely and made to actually increase the amount of success they have versus other types of films, i.e. DC films.
Keith, are you reading the comments on the screen?
Peacemaker. Yes, of course.
You got to keep your eye on the comments.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's just this is all just good news for everybody. This is great for the business.
I think this is also good news for Michael Keaton.
Yes.
And I know that did I see Marshall? Yeah, Marshall brought it up here. For me, it's Keaton, since we're going to see Keaton. Look, man, if it's going to make Warner Discovery money, you're going to see it. You're going to see a shift here, a shift in the paradigm, a shift in the matrix, in that you're going to see a bigger movement towards things that fans want, because this is something that a lot of people have been complaining about. We've all been complaining about it, is that they build these houses off of the money that we, the fans, spent. And we're the fans that are going to spend more money to make them money. And when they start hurting for money, that tells you that they're not listening to their fan base. And you need to listen to the fan base. Who just said that, Keith? Who just said that? Someone just said this, a big name coming to DC said this.
Yeah, that was well, that's Zaslav since the beginning.
No, it's The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah,
The Rock just said that in his speech.
Yeah,
just said that. He said that I'm listening to you. I hear you. You know, I've got my ear to the rails. I'm listening to what the fans have to say. That's how you do it. Jacob, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So we're going to be seeing huge changes because Alan Horde, I mean, yes, you see that word consultant, and what is the first thing you think is you want to dismiss that as not being important? No, you have to look at who the consultant is. Yeah. This is Alan fucking Horn that has been brought in because Zaslav knows his value. Now, what I bet you happened is that was the only way they could get him. Alan Horn's probably not interested in taking over or doing anything, but he is interested in helping them because he wasn't being listened to in the end over at Marvel Disney.
Yep.
They stopped listening to him. He had every right to fire James Gunn for what he said and what he did. And but he also turned right around, felt he learned his lesson and hired him back. Yep. Nobody told Alan Horn to do that. That was something he decided and chose to do because the guy's smart. And I got to tell you, you know, two directors, if they're managed correctly, can give you a lot of good entertainment. James Gunn and the other one's Taika Waititi. The problem is when they get too much fucking rope, you end up with stupid fucking films. Because they're great when they're on their own, but when they start fiddling with other people's IPs, okay, intellectual properties, like DC or Marvel or Star Wars. Now, Star Wars, Favreau reigned over him. He never left him alone. He was always with him. When things go awry, like we saw with Boba Fett, that's because they took advantage of the fact that Favreau wasn't there.
Yep.
He wasn't there to manage the day-to-day. They threw his name right out in front, though. They threw that right up front. They wanted to piss off fans. They hate you, man. Lucasfilm fucking hates you.
I will say this. I still would not be surprised if they managed to do something and get Jon Favreau to make one movie for Warner Brothers.
He likes Alan Horn. Alan Horn and he get along. So, and James Gunn wants him. He wants to bring him over. Now, James Gunn's done. He's not going to be working on any major films. He's going to be working on TV stuff.
Yeah, TV will be his thing.
He'll make movies for TV, but he is not going to be working for the major cinematic stuff. He fucked up. He should know that. He should recognize he fucked up, that he doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to some things. And here, again, I'm going to bring up the difference between paying attention to comics and comic history and loving that history and being irreverent.
Yep.
And that's what James Gunn and Taika Waititi are. They're irreverent. So if you don't manage them, they're going to shift right over to being irreverent and turning out stuff that's fun, but it's not canon or even close to it.
Well, and there's a major difference between the irreverent humor of James Gunn versus Taika Waititi. I like both those guys, but the major difference between the two is that James Gunn, you can tell from the stuff that he has, is actually a comic book fan, because there are some really deep cut stuff that he does that are usually in a lot of his movie or humor and stuff that he's done since he's been, especially with Warner Brothers. Okay. When you look at Taika Waititi, his stuff is really about being irreverent with the situations and the characters. He's not afraid to take characters.
And it's not bad in small doses.
That's right.
But it was even too much for me with Ragnarok. I had a lot of problems with Ragnarok. I hated what he did with Korg. Korg was one of my favorite characters from Planet Hulk. He was a heroic character, a tragic character, and he turned him into a sidekick joke. who talks a lot like one of his best friend, Reese, whatever his name is. He's
Reese Davies.
It's a Kiwi comedian actor. He was in Lost, or not Lost, but Shipwrecked, and that Pirates series where he's
Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah, Our Flag Means Death. That guy. And when he's doing Korg's voice, that's actually who Taika Waititi's doing. He's doing Reese's voice. And it's intentional. He's doing an impression of his friend. And they're really good at irreverent humor. And if you enjoy, like I enjoy irreverent humor, I get a kick out of it until you start dealing with something that has a fan base. And then I'm like, I rein that shit in.
A little
rein
bit.
That shit in, you're going to fuck up. And they fucked up big with this new Thor, Love and Thunder. I won't fucking watch it. I've heard every report from friends of mine that have done nothing but prove me right. Everything I guessed they were going to do, they did. I'm like, yeah, not interested. Well, I don't mind a little bit of this, Rajneesh. I really don't. I don't mind a little bit of humor because it's a great way of alleviating stress. But the constant fucking one-liners. I mean, people are fucking about to die and they're cracking jokes. Fucking kids in danger, cracking jokes. Dulce
Wolfen you had posted something at Dulce Wolfen and said, again, Dulce Wolfen, I get it, man. You are a big Blue Beetle Booster Gold fan, but I think Favreau would be wasted doing that. Favreau would be the type of guy that if I were Alan Horn, I would either bring him in to either do a real Green Lantern movie, or I would bring him in to do the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah.
Because he's a great guy to build the foundations of something that you could create and make bigger. And the Legion of Superheroes, if he did that, he would find you some of the best young actors and actresses out there to be a part of that. That's more, to me, that's kind of like what he's doing right now with Star Wars. He would bring kind of like that Star Wars sensibility into something in the DC universe that you could actually get away with doing that kind of stuff with, which is the Legion of Superheroes, and with Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You know?
So anything else you wanted to read?
I think that's about it on my part. I don't think you and I could stress it any more than to say that Alan Horn is someone that, while he is older, he's 68, 69 years old, you would be a fool to think that you shouldn't listen to him or this is not a big deal. Okay? Don't make that mistake. Okay? Zaslav's not done. This is not a party going, oh, it's all over. And we're not saying that. All we're saying is that Zaslav has added a major piece that is really going to make it possible to do everything that they want to do. And again, Snyderverse has always been on the road to coming back. You know, everything that Zack Snyder has been telling everybody is still panning out to be true, which is patience. I'm sure.
Yeah, once again, we owe all this updates to Mikey Sutton,
yes,
who pretty much scooped a lot of this already.
Yep.
But this shocked me because Alan Horn coming on this quickly, I did not expect that because we just had the DeLuca news.
Yeah, well, that's August 1st. August 1st is when Alan Horn starts. So
he's just a couple of days away, man.
That's right.
It's
That's
like,
right.
Holy shit, I was not expecting this. And here it is, guys. We told you, we've been talking for 3 fucking years about all this shit going on and that Warner was eventually going to have to wake up. Paramount, we expected Paramount to wake up when Sherry Redstone took over. But it just crashed in on itself because of
contracts
Les Moonves' contract with dipshit Alex Kurtzman. But we keep hearing rumblings that there's things happening over there. And one of them is coming from none other than Robert Meyer Burnett, saying that what he saw coming with the next season of Picard, it's a completely whole new game.
Well, they're actually going to try to play. They're actually going to try to actually produce something that people want to see, as
Yeah,
far
the
as
fans
Picard,
want.
because nobody wants to see a nihilist version of the Next Generation.
Yeah,
I
season
was
1
never,
and season 2 garbage, but season 3 might be the one to get. Yeah, I know. Nobody fucking even wants to say his name. I hate that guy. Fuck Kurtzman.
but this is all good news. And again, this is what happens when you have someone that is motivated first and foremost by being a businessman and wanting to make money for the shareholders. This is all you and I have been saying for years, which is the fans are great. They go hand in hand with that. There is nothing here that is that hard. If you're interested in making money, you're going to do basically what the fans want you to do, because we're the ones that you're trying to get money from.
Exactly. I mean, fucking The Rock gets it. The Rock gets it, man. Now, I have to tell you, I'm not a big fan of the new 52. I don't like what they did with Shazam, Captain Marvel, in that one. But I got to tell you, I'm enjoying the films. I'm enjoying them. I think Zachary Levi is fucking hilarious. I've been a fan of his since Chuck. And I'd love to see them bring Chuck back, man. But I don't know if they could do it, because he's going to be a fucking big star because of Shazam too.
Now, let me at least say this much. I think that there has been some idea that Alan Horn was on the way, and I think that part of the reason why
you and I heard about that Alan Horn, and you were preaching Alan Horn for a while.
Yeah, I will say this. I think that's the reason why the whole Micah DeLuca thing took everybody by surprise. I think it was negotiated that Alan Horn was coming in August 1st, which means you had to basically get Walter Hamada out of there before Alan Horn got there, because Alan Horn, I don't think would have just dealt with Walter Hamada's mess. Hamada is just wow, you know.
Okay, this is over right now. Ben Affleck's Batman is officially confirmed, and do you know who gets the credit for this? For the
Mikey
scoop?
Sutton?
No way. Sil Abdul, our buddy.
Oh,
Sil Abdul has his first official scoop confirmed.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm proud of him, man.
Yeah,
I know. I feel bad because like Monkey Jeebus had some issues and he unsubscribed to Sil today because he didn't like the mods over there. Don't still listen to what Sil's got to say, man. Sil's got a lot of stuff. He's tight in there with Mikey.
Yep.
He's tighter than us because Mikey, I think Mikey saw you and me as a threat. We're lethal weapon. That's what he calls us. No, he loves us. He gives us a lot of stuff. He's going to be coming on. He's already asked to come on, I think. Wait a sec. When did he ask to come on with us? Is that next week?
I think that's next week.
Okay, next week. So he'll be jumping on with us next week. I'm looking forward to that because I love Mikey Sutton and I love Sil Abdul. By the way, I was glad you guys were fucking gone all last weekend. It was just Sil and me. That was a good fucking show. 45 fucking minutes, bitch. No, it's actually, I think it was closer to an hour, but it was still, we got it done quick. Not a lot of bullshit, because we always bullshit with each other and joke around. We just got right through it. I still fucked around with Sil. I still did my thing. But Sil is just, he's a top-notch guy, man. And I'm sorry you had a bad experience over there, Monkey Jeebus. And by the way, I want to tell you guys something. I got to meet Monkey Jeebus. Yeah. And hey, this goes out to you, Monkey Jeebus, because I said it to you in private. You are gookalicious, my friend. I fucking love that guy so much, man. Monkey Jeebus cracks me up. And he got to be in a private chat because it was really, I'm going to do this again, by the way. Members only are going to get to be in a private chat with someone like Don Ecker, one of the top ufologists in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to do this with some Cameron Pasha too. Just have him sit there and have some people from the members get to come in and join.
Can you can you actually just picture what Cameron Pasha has to say today after the announcement about Alan Horn? I mean, this
He's
is
supposed
that
to
big.
be on my show next week for UFOs.
Yeah.
Because did you know he had 2 UFO experiences?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fuck, I love Cameron. Don was amazing. And I've been friends with that guy for about 15 years, 16 years. And I still don't know how I fucking met him. I still don't know how we got connected. I was working for Dale Dye, and we were doing the movie thing. And somehow he and I ended up in our first conversation. I think because he saw something in the news and he contacted me. I think that's how it happened. And all of a sudden we struck up a fucking phone buddy relationship. Just I'd go out for my hour-long walk and I'd just be talking to him the whole time, breathing heavy. But man, just a guy full of information. And what I love about him is he's a guy like so many of us who, really has a diversified portfolio of what he can talk about. Because he can talk about UFOs. He can talk politics. He can talk fucking science. He can talk law enforcement. He can talk military. He can talk about raising kids. This guy is just, he's got a red thumb pen, stick pen all over the fucking map. And he's just fucking amazing. One of my favorite guests I've ever had on. And I love all my guests. He just sort of like, he'll surprise me with something. And that he jumped on our show, Stevens and my show last night in the chat, Keith.
Yep.
Don Ecker jumped into the fucking chat.
Well, that's because look, you are an easy guy to love and get along with. Okay. So
that's the women in my life. That is not true. I say with the right woman I am.
Yeah.
But if I get with the wrong person that just thinks they understand me, and then I have a simple conversation, and I go, you don't understand me at all. Yeah, what you just said, that's not even close to the mark of who I am. And I'm just like, yeah, this relationship is pretty much doomed. I'm sorry. If you haven't figured me out by now, what's that song? If you don't know me by now, you'll never, ever, ever know me. That's my fucking theme song, bitch. Fuck you. I'm going to talk Orville tomorrow, my friend. I'm going to be talking about it on TGIF tomorrow because I'm in the middle of I think this is the final episode of this season.
Yeah.
Domino. And I think there's going to be, because it's like, look, man, there's been a lot of fucking hubris on the part of the captain, Seth MacFarlane's character, and the Union itself. And taking some of the stands that they did would have brought the Federation down on Next Generation. It would have caused all kinds of problems. So, and I think he's aware of it. And it seems, though, as I'm watching this new episode, I'm halfway through it, it seems like he's aware of the problem now. And but is he going to fix the problem or exacerbate it? The problem with Seth is, unlike some writers, his politics do get in the way sometimes, his personal politics. And your personal politics should never get in the way of writing a story because your characters should not all fucking believe what you believe.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a good writer, you can write people who believe any fucking thing in the world. And you'll write it in a way that people are like, I can identify with that. But I don't know. I got to tell you, by the end of the season, I want to do a full analysis. Again, we did a little bit of it on Fat Stevens and my show on Wednesday. But I plan to do another one with him where we just do a full breakdown of the whole season, episode by episode, what was good and what was wrong. Because a few things were wrong. They didn't work. They were dumb.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But I got to tell you, still better than current Star Trek. I would not say it's better than classic Star Trek, but it's better than current Star Trek.
I will definitely have to agree with you on that one. Look, current Star Trek, you can tell that some people are definitely trying, but the the writers' rooms need help. They need major help. So not much can really change until there is a major change in the quality of the writing that they have. So
Yeah, I gotta tell you.
This is, again, to reemphasize, though, Warner Brothers is moving forward.
Amen, Marshall.
And David Zaslav is looking like the king of Hollywood. Look, he's had everybody's attention since he started just basically kicking butt and taking names. And
I got to tell you, Zaslav is fucking Conan the Destroyer.
Oh, geez.
He is just like, to me, he reminds me of a berserker at this point, the famous Viking berserkers. Just fucking raging with blades and people sticking him with arrows. He's like, fuck you. I ain't got time to die. Slice. That's fucking Zaslav, man. He's a motherfucker.
Oh, geez. I mean, he's like.
I didn't like what he said about Clint Eastwood because he doesn't know how studios work. He really doesn't. And you want to have Oscar winner guys that maybe don't make you as much money, but get you Oscars, because that's also money. So what he said about Clint bothered me. They need less cooks putting crap. There you go. Well, that's the problem that Keith and I have been talking about from the very fucking beginning of our series, our show, was that they got to stop fucking meddling. Let the creatives do their fucking jobs. You hired them, trust them. Otherwise, don't fucking hire them.
I think Alan Horn will be very instrumental in not only making sure that Zack Snyder comes back.
Read that.
But
Zaslav is destroying his enemies, sees them living before him, and hears the lamentations of the women.
Heck yes. He'll also be instrumental in crafting a new deal for Henry Cavill.
Rational. Look, man, Henry Cavill is coming. We were warned. Look, Sil and I were both warned. Keith too. We were warned. Be careful with the Cavill stuff with Comic Con. Just be careful. Mikey was warning us.
Yep.
And we're like, deadline, motherfucker. Deadline said it. Yeah, fucking deadline.
Yeah, we got burned with Deadline again.
They set us up, man. They set us up. We got what we deserved.
Yeah.
And but look, man, I keep forgetting the name of it. Fandom is coming. Fandom is coming. And I'm wondering, do you think Zaslav is going to appear?
There's a good chance it'll either be.
I've heard him speak. He's got a great speaking voice. I like him.
I think it's really going to depend on what they're able to negotiate before Fandom and what they're going to be able to put on in the future. Look, again,
I believe that's when they're going to unleash Cavill, because they didn't want Cavill overshadowing The Rock. This was The Rock show, San Diego Comic Con,
and that, as it should be. But here's the thing.
That was also where I felt that they made a mistake, is that they should have quashed the fucking Deadline story before the convention.
Yes.
They allowed that to circumvent what The Rock was doing. So we got all that bad press coming out and bad social media response. That was dumb. They should have handled that better. That's what public relations is all about. Who fuck? They need to be fired for letting that happen. Whoever let that slide. Let me go back here. I'm going to read this. Hold on.
Okay.
Zaslav destroying him. Zaslav, Lava Man destroying the clown. Yes. Anyone checked out the 3 episodes of The Resort? No, I have not. I mean, if you give me a thumbs up, I'll go check it out. But I'm telling you, if it sucks, it will hurt you. In my opinion, Keith will tell you, man. Friends have really hey, man, go watch this. It's really good. Like, are you willing to risk our friendship over it? Because it could hurt our friendship if you give me a bad show to watch and you think it's really good, because a lot of people enjoy crappy stuff. And Keith and I are not like that. We are very discerning. We're older men. We don't have as much time left on the earth. So we don't want to waste what time we have on bad entertainment, right?
Wow, well, you put it like that.
I do put it like that.
You know,
if you don't, if you don't mind, what did Zaslav say about Clint? It wasn't so much that he said something bad about Clint. What it was he was fucking pissed at everybody at Warner, and Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, and Walter Hamada over the fact that they put money, and Hamada even said something about it that, he's gotten a lot of Oscars for us. Zaslav doesn't care about that. What he cares about is the bottom line. So you don't fucking say something like that to him. And so Zaslav tore into him, and it was made public that he tore into him over that. And it made it look like he doesn't appreciate Clint Eastwood. And I think it's Zaslav is not the person that should give a shit about Clint Eastwood. It's whoever is in charge of the studio itself.
It's whoever is basically.
And that's going to be DeLuca and Amy.
If Alan Horn weren't retired, he would be the one pretty much running everything, and it would be his job to care about that stuff.
Which is why he's just a consultant right now.
That's
I'm telling you, that consultancy, do not act like that. He was given a butter knife. That dude has a fucking sword.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Horn wields a sword even as a consultant. Do not misread that consultant word, that title. He is there to get them going and get them going in the direction they should have been under those fucking previous idiots.
Yeah. Well, I fully expect that DC Fandom, which was derived under that group, will start to change. I'm sure the fandom will be altered in the years to come to be a little more quote unquote fan friendly.
They've got to stop doing this shit of going for that little 5% fucking fan base. It's not even a fan base. But I do want to point out, Rajneesh, it's not just Warner Brothers. In particular, Lucasfilm has scared away all the talent. This is one reason why they had trouble with wanting to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, because even people that could have taken it over were afraid to take it over because of the damage she's done.
Yep.
So it's not just Warner Brothers, it's Lucasfilm, Disney. And it's getting worse and worse over there. But right now, notice that that fucking asshole managing Disney right now, Chapek, he's putting a lot of his focus on Marvel. And he's looking away from what Lucasfilm is doing. Is that distractionary, what he's doing? Trying to, pay attention here, stop looking over there, so he can get rid of her? I don't know. I don't trust Chapek. I never will. I don't care what his plan is. I've heard Doom talk. I've heard Keith talk about it. I don't fucking trust that guy. I don't. I think that he fired that one prick because he didn't like him because he said something publicly about him. Well, what's her name?
Victoria.
Victoria Alonso did too. She's still fucking working there. She used his name in a speech talking shit about him to a bunch of, feminist LGBTQ crowd. She threw him right under the bus in this fucking speech. And she's still got a fucking job over there, fucking Marvel.
I personally think that.
Hi, rough girl. Thank you.
I think Marvel is more valuable at this point to Disney.
Oh, they are. They're actually still making the money.
Yes.
Hand over fist.
And so that a lot of the stuff that they're doing, if there's any chance to not have anything bad happen, it's going to be because he's concentrating on that right now. Because, look, Star Wars is damaged. There is no way around that. Given, I've been a lifelong fan. I've been with it since it hit, since '77. There is no way you can tell me that Star Wars is doing well right now, and you can really see it.
Yeah, and we've got those
Disney
leaks that are coming out that Doomcock's been talking about 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
that Favreau is fed up. That the shit they pulled over Boba Fett was really the last gaffy stick to break the Bantha's back,
And that's the reason why I think that it is very possible that Jon Favreau could just take a vacation, a bit of a break from Disney, and just make a movie for Warner Brothers, enough to scare them straight, basically, to get them to understand that if I walk out of here, you're not going to like what happens once I'm gone. And that's for the benefit of the shareholders and the many executives and for a lot of people who think that Kathleen
There's
Kennedy.
two groups of people. I want to add to what you just said there. Two groups of people that matter to a studio. Number one, the paying audience. They matter. That's your fan base. They matter. Two, your investors. And you yourself need to make sure that you pay homage to the people who fucking give you the job. And the problem with a lot of these people, Hamada in particular, and Toby Emmerich and Sarnoff. And Sarnoff is why you've got this piece of shit fucking Game of Thrones prequel coming. Yeah. Why it sucks. It's going to suck. I'm telling you, it's going to suck.
It will suck.
But it's going to suck.
It's going to suck.
The reason why is because of her. She pushed everybody. Because if you listen to every fucking interview, the guys that were in charge of the show, the showrunners, were basically saying, well, that wasn't our idea. That was what we were told the direction to go with some of the wokeness. Yes, the wokeness. You know, we needed to pay attention to a certain diverse. When you hear this language, you're hearing them saying they're passing the buck. And the buck goes to Ann Sarnoff.
Here's the other thing about those two guys, the two showrunners. Unlike the last guys, Benninghoff and Weiss, these guys have experience. And these guys were the perfect guys to do any kind of spinoff or sequel type series related to Game of Thrones. These guys were fantastic. They were the right guys.
And they could have done something that really felt like it was related to it. But
that's right.
Now we're going to get diversity and inclusion in a way that's going to be obvious and really weird and off-putting. And it's not going to feel like Game of Thrones because of it. Yep. And you watch the first season's going to fucking it'll either get 50% good audience review or fucking fail completely. It's going to be low no matter what.
This is not Disney, okay? If this thing does not hit the way that it should, Zaslav is the type of person to go, this is gone.
That's for you, Rajneesh. You're right. So I guess, I mean, we can pretty much wrap this up now. We've went longer than I thought we were going to. It's almost an hour. But I want to let you know that we're watching this and we will be talking more. I guarantee you we're going to hear a little more over the next 24 hours because Mikey hasn't stopped fucking publishing stuff. What did he? Google comicbook.com movies, Ben Affleck, Batman Return. Okay, yeah, that was confirmed. And yeah, Mikey says it. Fucking comicbook.com did it again. Took a scoop from Geekosity Mag and didn't give proper credit. And nothing pisses us off more than when they clearly got their information, where they got it from, and then don't credit it. Fuck comicbook.com. What a bunch of assholes.
Let me at least.
How many times have we had to give credit to Mike Sutton on this? He's the one who fucking said, why are you avoiding this? It's like they don't like him or something.
Nope. Well, comicbook.com, I mean, those guys, they're affiliated with CBS, so, you know.
That's him again. He just messaged again. So
look, let me at least say this as we wrap up, okay? As of right now, there are only three names you really need to know. Zaslav, Horn, DeLuca. If you are someone that has been a fan of the Warner Brothers IP and especially of DC Comics in general, that is your key forward. That is your way forward with everything. DC Films is no more. DC Studios is here to stay.
We saw what should have been done. This should have been done by CBS Paramount with Alex Kurtzman and his fucking crew. They should have all been fucking run out the way this was done. And that is why everything's kind of fucked up over Paramount CBS. And it's still fucked up. And they're trying to get their heads uninserted from their fucking assholes. But I don't think they're going to. I have no faith in them. I have no faith.
No, because if
You know,
CBS
it's like
was
Paramount
smart,
CBS can't put out some good stuff still. I mean, they still put out some good stuff. They really do. It's just when it comes to Star Trek, it's either garbage or it's perfumed garbage.
yeah, you just yeah. There's really almost no help for them. But Warner Brothers, they're in a good place right now. They just released today the third season of Harley Quinn, and instead of releasing one episode or two
I can't even
episodes, they
watch
went
it right
ahead.
now. I can't watch it. This
I
is
know.
what's pissing me off right now because there are things that I would normally enjoy to watch, but because of some of the assholes in Hollywood, they're ruining Brian, me enjoying things that I normally would want to watch Harley Quinn. But because of what some of these assholes at Warner did, as well as other studios too, these things are getting ruined for me because I just can't bring myself to watch the things I want to watch. Another one, Taika Waititi. I'm so irritated with him right now over Love and Thunder. I can't watch the new season of What We Do in the Shadows because I'm fucking perturbed with him. It's sort of like you ever see this happen, like in a relationship where somebody you really are mad at makes an apple pie or any kind of thing you really love, and you won't eat it because you're so mad at them, but you want it so badly. You just keep looking at it, go, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of me enjoying that pie or spaghetti or whatever the fuck it is that you enjoy. That's how I feel with Taika Waititi and with Harley Quinn right now. And the problem with Harley Quinn, I don't know if you realize what my problem is the fact that people keep wanting to put James Gunn and Harley Quinn in canon. And it's fucking irritating me. Stop it. It's not.
Yeah.
Guys in the know understand this. You know, Keith gets it. Keith understands what I'm saying. Mikey Sutton's another one who understands. He doesn't let his personal stuff out very much. And I probably shouldn't talk so much about his personal opinion. But he's a friend of mine, and so fuck him. I'm going to talk about it. And, he and I agree. We're pretty much eye to eye on Snyderverse, that it's the lesser of two evils, in our opinion. There are parts of it I really like, but there are parts of it I really don't like. I can't stand how he misunderstood Superman and how Superman was raised. It's like it was just really fucked up. And yeah, I know a lot of it belongs on Nolan and Toby and those assholes. I know it. But the fact is he continued the problem into his next project with Superman. And that was supposed to be when they were not pushing him anymore for it. So I just don't think he understands Superman. So Superman, I got to be honest, senior most executive producer on that should be Henry Cavill, because he fucking understands Superman.
I think that'll be part of.
I
think that'll be part of the negotiation when they renegotiate his contract with Alan Horn. There, I think he's going to get everything he wants. I think it's going to be beautiful.
Superman again. That'll be great. Let's get a red hat that says "Make Superman Great Again."
I think we're also going to get Ben Affleck's. We're going to get his Batman in a solo type thing for HBO Max, and I think.
Oh my God! My co-host is a Cylon. We don't know what you're saying now. You just sound like a Cylon.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I just think that everyone's going to get an opportunity to do areas that they really enjoy and walk away, because Gal Gadot, I think
you think she's about done. You're breaking up again. Yeah, I think she's about done with doing the job. You're breaking up pretty bad, buddy, again. So I would say that this is a good place to end the show. I say there's a lot of hope right now over at Warner Brothers for DC. If there's any property that you can feel hope for, it's stuff coming from DC now. Agreed, we're going to get some garbage because some of it was already produced. I don't know what's going to happen with Aquaman 2. I really don't. We don't know if she's going to be removed, because she's apparently more in the film than we originally were told. So there's a really good chance She's not going to be removed. We've heard also that there's a good chance they won't remove Ezra Miller. They will just take the hit with him in it, and they're praying that he doesn't do anything else stupid between now and its release. We'll see what happens. But the fact is the movie does need to come out in any shape or form. I don't care, because it really does pay homage to Michael Keaton's Batman, and I want to see that. I want him back. I want to see all like they did with the new the new Spider-Man film. We brought the old Spider-Man back, and look what's happening. I want to see the same thing with the classic Batman, who have a chance to continue playing Batman that were good at playing Batman. I'm not talking about Val Kilmer. I'm not talking about George Clooney. I'm just talking about Michael Keaton, and I wouldn't mind to see another Christian Bale Batman under Christopher Nolan. I would not mind that at all.
I think it'd be fun.
So, yeah, I think so too. And he wants to play an older Batman, And another person who wants to play an older Batman is Keanu Reeves. I don't think he'll get it. I don't think he's right. I don't think he's physically right for Bruce Wayne. He's good looking. And he's physically fit. I know he can do the fighting and all that shit, but he's very long and thin-faced, and I don't think that works with Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is a square-jawed character.
I think he would make a better Phantom.
No, Ezra is gone now. Bill, I'm not talking about that. He's fired. He's never coming back. His career is over. But that movie is in the can. It's finished. It's already $200 million budget. And I think they should spend another $100 million and remove him from the film. But that's Warner Brothers. That's Zaslav's decision. He's the money guy. And if he doesn't see the value in doing that, it's not going to happen, and they'll take the hit with him in it. So right now, it's still got Ezra Miller. So what are you going to say, Keith?
I was just going to say, basically, don't look for anything to be good until 2024. That's how long it's going to take to undo. It's going to take
second half of 2023 and 2024 is when you're going to start seeing the gold nuggets coming from what's happened. That's when you'll see it. Because I predict we'll see stuff all the way in 2023. Maybe not for summer, but we'll see it for, I think, for Christmas. We'll get something for Christmas. Yeah, I just got a message from Steve Lowenthal. He's watching us right now. And private message. That's what that little thing was. And he was telling me, this news leaves me hopeful for this, for the stable of my favorite heroes. I think we all feel the same way, Steve. I think we all feel the same way. Let me bat nipples. No, we'll never fucking see that again. Jesus Christ. Mr. Zaslav, call me. I run better than Ezra. I can be the Flash for modest sum of money. Now, I did notice, and I'm sure you all did too, that they don't show Ezra's face in that Justice League clip of him running. But it's him because he can't fucking run. He runs weird. He runs like he's trying to swim through the air. And so Ezra's just fucking weird. He's just weird. He was terrible for that role. But Alan
Horn,
motherfuckers. Alan Horn.
That is the major name. And I think Alan Horn has one more trick up his sleeve. I think he will successfully bring back Christopher Nolan into Warner Brothers. That's what I believe. I think he will do it.
Yeah, here we go. I want to play this real quick, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. So let me share the screen, share screen, go to tab, and here we go. This is my theme song now.
If you don't know me by now, you will never know me. So no, you won't.
There you go. I love that song. Simply Red, man. But I can't play Simply Red because we'll get ganked for playing it. That's a cover, so they're less likely to gank us over it. Looks like somebody already blocked dipshit. Porn bot. Normally, I like porn bots. They're so friendly. But that's it, guys. Thanks for dropping in with us and spending an hour talking about this exciting news. This is really exciting news. Spread the word. Remember to like, subscribe, and please share our show and our channel with your friends. Let them know. It's a fun channel. We're always fun. It's not just me. It's Keith. We have a lot of people on here. And we have great panelists. We get a lot of great guests. But our show wouldn't be what it is if it weren't for you guys. I love having our regular audience that we talk to. We get to know you by name. And I miss you guys when you're not around. I'll look for you. Like, where's so-and-so? Mr. Tickle Trunk in particular. Where's Mr. Tickle Trunk? Why isn't he watching? Is he okay? Somebody go check on him. I'm an old mother hen. And, of course, I want to thank our Martin Acosta Santana for being the manager of our chat today. Do you have my thank you list ready, buddy? Martin? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tal, amigo? He's like, fuck you.
I blocked myself because I was boomerang.
Oh, is that what it was? I got this list here, so I'm going to go ahead and read it off. Adega Outlaw, Anima Confusa, Bill Barkley, Christopher Moonlight Production, very good friend of mine in person, Das Wolfen, a very close friend of Keith's mine, as is Jacob the Critic. These are both people that we know in our personal lives, as of Chris, too. Osa Fresh 94 is a regular friend of ours in the chat. We love him. We love Penny, of course, because that's Dork Knight's mom. And hey, I want to give congratulations to you and Dork Knight running the show this morning. Thanks for doing it, man.
No, man, that was all Danny. The guys, wow.
Yeah, I heard from others that he was just on spot. He did a great job. So, and I got your message. So we'll have a meeting. But I want to thank Raging Rat, Rajni Sharma, Rough Girl, who gave us kisses. Remember that? She threw her kisses at us. The Peter Venkman fan site, who never throws kisses at us. What's up with that, Peter Venkman fan site? How come you never throw kisses at us? I'm starting to take it personally. The Marshal, which, look, one of my favorite historical figures. His name was William Marshall, but with one L. And he was he was the greatest knight who ever lived. And he had several books written about him, but one book in particular, if you ever get a chance to read it, it's called William Marshall, The Flower of Chivalry. One of the greatest books about a historical figure whose life was the first publicly recorded at the time he was alive. His entire life was cataloged. He was the first person in history. Definitely somebody, if you like history and you like reading about, especially knights, that is one you need to read about, William Marshall. Don't listen to history channels, some of their fucking educated fuckwads that don't know their fucking history. You wouldn't have Magna Carta. There would be no Magna Carta without William Marshall. And without Magna Carta, you didn't have our Constitution here in the United States. So there you go. But again, Peter Venkman fan site, severely lacking in the KISS departments, and we're really feeling let down. So just saying. Anyway, and of course our good friend Kyle, also known as Zax, or as we like to call him, Kyle. Shut up, Kyle. Screw you guys. I'm going home. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Deeply appreciate it. And fuck it. Here's our outro. So. Hey
guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Fuck you, Bill Barkley.